In investing, what's better, to go all in or to spread your risks? Hey and welcome to today's video. My name is Julian, and on my channel it's all about making people crypto fit. But that's quite a broad topic. On the one hand, this means obviously teaching about cryptocurrencies, blockchain, but a lot about entrepreneurship, mindset, how to progress, how to improve. And today I want to talk a little bit about investing, about going all in versus spreading your risks, what's there to do, and what is my strategy. And this is important. Just because I use a certain strategy doesn't mean it's the right strategy for you. Everyone has a different risk tolerance, a different age, different kind of time horizon. It's very, very important. Basically, we're hitting two different types of camps. We're hitting that one camp that says, well, spread your risk, spread your eggs. Don't put your eggs in one basket. Have a lot of different baskets. Because if one of those baskets gets destroyed, then you never have to worry about this. And there's a lot of famous investors who actually do this. One of the investors that I really look up to and that I learned a lot from is Ray Dalio. And he talks about this a lot. He talks about finding 15 different investment strategies and trying to find uncorrelated investments. And then you can put money in there, and if they're uncorrelated, doesn't matter if one goes up or down. In general, the baskets should go up. And if one basket gets completely destroyed, so be it. That's all fine. Diversifying always means a couple of things. It means diversifying in the different types of assets. It also means diversifying over regions. It also means diversifying over time. And this is a dollar cost average effect, for example. So dollar cost averaging is that you diversify over time. It's the same thing as diversifying over asset classes, diversifying over regions. You can diversify over so many different things. But then you have the complete opposite camp. And there's also one of the most famous investors in all time, Warren Buffett, who has this famous quote, "I don't like spreading eggs in different baskets. I love to put all my eggs in one basket and then protect this basket." It's a completely different system because this means that he loves to go all in. He loves to make big bets. And he doesn't like to dollar cost average. He likes to go in as much as possible. And so what is the right strategy? What's there to do? Because obviously both are very successful. And I think it has to do with a couple of different things. It has on the very first one to do with how humble are you actually? Are you humble in that you can admit to yourself that you don't know everything there is to know? And probably you don't. Most people in crypto follow the crowd, they follow the noise, they follow media. They think they know it. They think they can predict the future. And trust me, the sad thing is I have even people in our company who think they know what Bitcoin's going to do, and they bet their salaries on this. And I'm always telling them, don't do this. You don't know if Bitcoin goes up or down. It's impossible to predict, especially in a short time horizon. And many, many times, people have lost a lot of money. And this applies to so many things. Market timing is so difficult. And so, in most cases, the reason why it makes more sense to diversify assets, diversify over time, diversify over regions, diversify, is because most of the time our risk tolerance is way lower than we think. We know way less about something than we think. There's always two types of people who lose money. Those who think they know everything and those who know nothing. This is the most dangerous. If you don't know anything or if you think you know everything, this is never going to happen. Yeah, this is always dangerous. So be very, very careful if you think you know it all and you know a lot in this case. So this is when you diversify. And I use diversification a lot. For example, when I invest in ETFs, I use a time-based diversification. I dollar cost average into ETFs. I use this for real estate, for REITs, for example. I use this with bonds. I use this with stocks. So a lot of exchange traded funds that I use, I dollar cost average. And to me, this is very, very important. The reason is because I just don't know how to invest, what to invest. I think that, if I can get an average of the market, man, I'm super happy. I don't think that I can judge which company is going to outperform another one. I just don't think I can do that. But then, for example, in cryptocurrencies, I do think that I have a little bit of a better insight. I do think that I get insight by being at a lot of events, talking to people. I mean, this is my life, right? That's where I spend a lot of time in. And obviously, owning a company, especially in this company, I have a lot of insight. And so for me, I can obviously really focus my investments in certain areas in crypto where I really believe I have an advantage in knowledge. Doesn't mean that I know everything, but I think I have an advantage over most people. And so that is a big question I always got this. Why, Julian, do you invest only in so few currencies? And why do you never dollar cost average? Why do you go all in those things? Well, it's very simple. First of all, I believe a couple of things in crypto. The only team that I can really judge is our team, is 10x. I don't think I can judge any other team. So that's why I don't invest in any other team. I don't invest in any other company. That's why I only invest into 10x. And the other thing I know is I think decentralization is going to be big in the future. And to me right now, there's only two companies or two kind of coins that are really decentralized, which means decentralized from a human perspective, decentralized from a developer perspective, from any kind of consensus perspective. It's really decentralized. And to me, the only two is Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that's why I invest in those. There's Bitcoin Core and Ethereum. Even if you take Vitalik away from Ethereum, I believe you're going to have it's going to keep growing. And in Bitcoin, Satoshi doesn't even exist anymore. And so that's why I invest a little bit of my money in Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum. The biggest chunk of my money is a bet on my company because I can predict it. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of uncertainty, but I know what's going to happen. I know what we're working on. And it's a bet on myself. And so I have no problem making big bets there. And if you look at Warren Buffett, he does exactly the same thing. 99% of his wealth is in Berkshire, in his own company. Ray Dalio, similar. Even though he says his fund actually diversifies. Yes, it does. But his personal fund's still very, very allocated. And I think that's something that's very relevant. If you are convinced, sure, that you know it all in a field, don't do it. You probably don't know it. You know way less than you think you do. If you think you have an advantage, this is possible, but then you need to rectify this. And it cannot be that you read Reddit every day. It cannot be that you listen to everyone else. No, 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 no. You need to be sure that you have an opinion on an investment where the opinion is not going to be shifted by anyone else out there. That is the difference. If you know exactly that you can make the opinion and you can define the opinion, you don't have to listen to anyone else about this. And you can judge an investment completely independent. Then you can think about having a higher asset allocation there. Otherwise, and this is 99% of the cases, I would always dollar cost average. I would always spread my risk over different asset classes. I would, in very unlikely cases, really focus my investments. So I hope this kind of explains this to you. One last thing to think about, and that's a very famous quote also, is if you want to make a lot of money, focus your investments. If you want to keep a lot of money, spread your risks. With this, let me know what you think about this. Let me know in the comments below if you like this. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you're actually listening to this because you're an English speaker so that I actually make those videos, because it takes me 8-9 minutes extra to make the English video. The German one I would make anyways. So let me know please in the comments below so that I have some motivation to know that my work is actually appreciated. Give me a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and I'll see you at the next video. Yours truly, Julian.